D-Thing just got killed and I've been slow since. They like Durk, his ass a singer, he won't smoke. You can bleed whatever you want, I got your folks here.
Now, it seems that the truth is indeed stranger than fiction, because I have no idea why Lil Durk would be rapping that on a hit record and actual.
What's good? Welcome back to the Junebug 99 channel. Today's video will be about Lil Durk linked to the second murder for hire case. We are making new content, different content, and better content. If y'all like this video, like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell, and tune in so y'all can be notified whenever I post. Without further ado, let's get on with the video.
This paperwork that says they are going to indict him on a new murder for hire charge. Now, this news was broke by the Chicago Tribune, and they posted this article right here that says, in newly unsealed court records, Lil Durk, who's already facing murder for hire charges in Los Angeles, has been linked to the fatal 2022 shooting of an alleged gang leader outside of a community center on Chicago's far south side. The warrant application was filed in April of 2023, but was not unsealed until Wednesday in advance of a scheduled Thursday detention hearing in Lil Durk's murder for hire case. The newly unsealed filing in the U.S. District Court of Chicago alleges Banks was behind the January 27, 2022 killing of Stephen Mack, who was 24 years old and was shot to death shortly after he exited the Youth Peace Center. And at the time of his death, according to the FBI, Mack was the leader of the Smashville faction of the Gangster Disciples. Now, this guy right here, Stephen Mack, apparently is the guy that people think killed Lil Durk's brother D-Thing, right? D-Thing died a few years back, and we actually heard Lil Durk rapping on his...
To everybody that's watching this video, all the youth out here, listen to what I say very carefully. There's only two things that you can go in life. You can either die or be successful. Really, three things, or end up in prison. Don't get caught up with if your brother was just killed, if your mama was just killed by, say you in the gang, your mama was killed and you want revenge. Think long and hard about the decision that you are willing to make, because in the prosecutors and the judge's eyes, when they see you in that prison or when they see you in that court, they're looking at a criminal. They're already Xing you off the list. Oh, we ain't gonna give this nigga another chance. Nope. He killed not one but two people, or we believe he's trying to get revenge for these murders. Let's throw the book at him. Let's give him 150 years. Don't be that person.
Song Aha, talking about he had got get back for D-Thing, saying this right here.
If you're completely ripped and shredded like me, and you're not making at least 10K a month, what do you...
Alright, bro, get off my page.
My brother D-Thing just got killed and I've been slow since. They like Durk, his ass a singer, he won't smoke. You can bleed whatever you want, I got your folks here.
Now, it seems that the truth is indeed stranger than fiction, because I have no idea why Lil Durk would be rapping that on a hit record and actual...
These rappers think that they can get away with these murders, but time and time again, once you get away with something 10, 20, 30 times, it only takes once for you to ruin your life. I'm not saying that Lil Durk is responsible for both of these murders, because nobody knows apparently right now. But if he's convicted, he will never see the light of day again. He will lose all of his properties, all of his assets, all the wealth that he's built off of them gangster rap music that he's known for. Based upon everything that you have built from the ground, from the dirt, you will lose everything and go to prison for the rest of your life, all because you want to be this gangster. His man's behind him, King Von, died in 2020, November 6th, I believe, for putting his hands on Quando Rondo. So he's already, Quando Rondo's cousin Lil Pat was killed in 2022, 2 years after King Von was smoked at Atlanta nightclub. They got Lil Durk on audio or something within the group where the guy who just got out for doing like 12 years, OTF Jam, he recorded secret conversations with Durk. This is why I tell you guys, you can't do the crime. Now, if you can't do the time, don't do the motherfucking crime.
Probably be behind the hit of the guy that killed his brother. It seems pretty reckless to me, but hey man, what do I know? If you're out here putting hits on people, I don't really expect you to be the type of person to try to keep it a secret either. Now it says right here in this article, Banks' brother Dante Banks was shot to death outside of a nightclub in South Suburban Harvey in 2021. According to the warrant application, another Gangster Disciples faction with ties to Smashville carried out that murder. It's got a quote here that says Lil Durk was and is still offering money for people to kill those responsible for his brother's murder, and more significantly, offering to pay money for any gangster disciple that is killed. Now it says right here that Lil Durk has not been charged in connection with this investigation. So he hasn't been charged with it, but pretty much the feds have unsealed paperwork that lets everybody know they intend to charge him with it. So it is coming, and it is coming soon. Now remember, they unsealed this because he was going to a detention hearing, and it says in asking for pretrial release with electronic monitoring, Banks' attorney said that the artist would put up his 2 houses in Georgia with a combined $2.3 million, as well as another $1 million in cash from Sony Music to secure his bond.
And his bond was just denied. Just denied. If Diddy put up $50 million on bond and was denied, it tells you these people don't care about your money. They only want to put you behind them bars,
so that he could be let out. Durk's attorney also pointed to state charges brought against him in Georgia that stemmed from a 2019 shooting that happened in Atlanta. And the reason why he brought that up is because he was granted pretrial release before those charges was eventually dropped in 2022. It said the best determiner of how an individual will act in the future is how they have behaved in the past. And Mr. Banks has showed that he respects the orders of the court and has been an ideal candidate for pretrial release, which I don't know about all that, bro. Yeah, sure, he was released in this case and then the charges were dropped, but right before he was charged with this, they caught him booking multiple plane tickets out of multiple different airports and essentially trying to flee the country. So when his attorney says the best determiner for how an individual will act in the future is how they behaved in the past, it's not really a good look if you ask me. But in response to that request, federal prosecutors said that Durk proposed bond conditions were woefully inadequate to protect the community and vital witnesses from harm, and that they wouldn't mitigate the defendant's risk of flight. Now, a quote from the prosecutors, and what they said in this paperwork they filed is, evidence collected in this case also shows the defendant has allegedly placed monetary bounties to solicit other murders, including a family members of a witness. Defendant's modus operandi is clear. He will use his power, his money, his influence in any pretrial release to endanger anyone who he perceives as a threat, including witnesses to this case.
King Von, why you think he beat all those murders? Because the witnesses came up dead or missing or not found.
Now, they pretty much have pointed the finger at Durk for hiring somebody to kill this Stephen Matt guy. And earlier this year, 2 people were actually charged with conspiracy to commit murder for hire in that case. However, Lil Durk's name wasn't mentioned in any of the paperwork online about that case, but there was paperwork posted by the government a year ago that said those 2 guys were hired to do that murder. It says here that in probing Mac's death, federal investigators analyzed jail phone calls, social media postings, firearm purchases, as well as lyrics from Lil Durk's song Aha, released about a month after the shooting. The warrant application goes on to say that the 2 guys that were charged with the killing of Mac may have exchanged text messages concerning payment for Mac's murder. So Lil Durk was not smart with the phones. We seen that in his first indictment. He was texting people, don't book no hotels under my name. And this paperwork that they're saying they're gonna charge,
bro, I don't even understand how he got caught up. Why the hell would you use your business credit card? This is like the recent shit that's happened. Why would you why would you use it's early, y'all. Why would you use your business credit card to book flights for the killers? You got all this money. Don't you have money in cash somewhere that you can just take out the closet, out the safe? that's not in the bank account, why didn't you pay these motherfuckers cash? I'm not understanding this shit. I'm not a murderer. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I would have never used my credit cards. Also, another motherfucking thing. I would have never talked about the murder to people that wasn't around at the time of the murder. Another motherfucking thing. I would have never, if I'm a street, this street N-word, because I'm trying to watch what I say on the channel. If I'm this guy, that guy with all this cash, I would have, like, realistically, I would have never went to a damn car dealership and rented out cars that linked back to the murder. I would have bought cars. I would have figured something else out. If I was really thinking about this roughly through my brain, I wouldn't have did any of the shit that he did. Everything is being paid with cash because y'all ain't linking no credit cards to nothing. Or I'm a pay a guy. Nah, I ain't even gonna pay a guy. Let's just get on with the topic.
Lil Durk with. Apparently they have messages between him and these other guys that he hired. It says that those two guys were arrested on unrelated charges a few weeks after Mac's death. A detective from the New Lenox Police Department then applied for and was granted a warrant to search the contents of their cell phones. Investigators then discovered a two-person text message conversation that mentioned OTF, which we all know to be Lil Durk's crew. And prosecutors say that on February 10th, 2022, one of the people in that text conversation asked, "What's up with OTF?" to which the other person responded, "Nothing." 8 days later in the same conversation, another text message read, "Did Durk give you the money?" That's crazy, bruh. Now you heard them mention that they were using lyrics from his song Aha against him, and in a statement last week, Durk's attorney said when you see an artist rap lyrics quoted as evidence against them, it's a glaring indication that there is no real evidence against that person. The real truth is that Durk Banks is a Grammy award-winning artist, a dedicated father, and a loving husband. Mr. Banks has been intensely committed to giving back to the Chicago community he loves through his Neighborhood Heroes Foundation and has put on more than
I ain't gonna lie, I was a fan of Durk. No offense. I felt like he was moving in the right direction, but apparently he wasn't. Apparently he was moving backwards.
a dozen charitable events over the last few years. He is looking forward to fighting against these false allegations in court. And newsflash for Durk's attorney, doing charity does not exempt you from being charged with murder. I mean, it's cool that he was giving back to the community, but if he really is guilty of doing these things, it doesn't take away from the seriousness or the severity of the charges, right? His attorney is defending him right now in the public eye, but as time goes on, he might be looking more and more like this Drewski skit.
We got good and bad news. Good news, we got your payment, buddy. Bad news, they gave you life. Sayonara.
Yeah, bro, so that's what we got. Notable moments from this. They got text messages and jail phone calls. They got two people already in custody. I don't know if those people have talked or if they haven't talked, but it's important to note that Durk hasn't been charged yet, but he has been linked to this second murder for hire, and according to the paperwork that was just filed, they do intend on indicting him. If convicted on this second murder for hire charge, Durk will have to face life in prison, not to mention if he is also found guilty on his first charge. I don't know, the chances of him beating this thing look slimmer and slimmer as time goes on, but y'all gotta let me know what y'all think about it in the comments.
And this is why, kids, you stay out the streets, because as you see, your favorite rapper, Durkio Banks, Lil Durk, whatever you want to call him, Smirkio, we look up to these rappers, we look up to these singers, these celebrities with a high influence that are from the streets, because that is what is being shown in the black community from day one. From day one, we're being shoved, oh, this is what you gotta be. You can't go to school to be a lawyer. You can't do nothing else but be a rapper, a famous R&B singer, NFL or NBA. So when you get caught up in some shit, if you can't do the crime, don't do the time. I feel so sorry for India. even though she's gonna move on very quickly because it's only so long for when a wife. Yeah, you got life in prison, but she still likes others, so that's not gonna last anymore. All his kids, I think he got like 10 plus kids. All of his kids is gonna suffer. They're not gonna have a father in their life anymore. Why? Because I was thinking selfish and was in my emotions, and I got caught up. Now all of my kids won't ever see me again, but through a damn a glass window, through visitation. You'll never see your family again. To the YNs out here, stop tearing down the black community. Do something with your lives. Go to college. Get your ass on YouTube and start a YouTube channel. Other than killing and causing chaos to this black community, be something great in your life. If y'all like this video, like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell. Without further ado, we are out, y'all. Peace.